talk to any manager about why career development doesn't happen as much as it should, and you'll get an earful. Is this reality? Is it reasons? We prefer to see this as a set of immobilizing myths or misconceptions that keep managers stuck and away from doing what they know will serve them well in terms of career development. The first of these 5 immobilizing myths is that there simply isn't enough time for career development. Now, no one's going to argue that time is among the scarcest resource available to managers today. But let's get real. You're having conversations already, probably all day long. What if you could just redirect some of that time and some of those conversations to focus on careers? A second immobilizing myth is that if I don't talk about it, they might not think about it and the status quo will be safe and protected. Why invite problems? Developing people could lead them to leave or upset the balance of your well-run department, right? Wrong. Employees have growth on their minds, whether you address it or not. Withholding these kinds of conversations is as great a danger to the status quo as engaging in them. Immobilizing myth number 3, since employees need to own their careers, it's not my job as the manager. And again, nobody's going to argue that managers don't own the development of their employees' careers. Employees do. But that doesn't mean that you've worked yourself out of the job. You have an essential role in helping and supporting others to take responsibility. And that role plays out in large part through conversation. Immobilizing myth number 4. Everyone wants more, bigger, better, promotions, raises, prestige, power. And since you can't give that, maybe it just makes sense to steer the conversation away from development. This is absolutely a mistake. Research that Beverly Kay and I have conducted indicates that for employees who are asked what do they want out of a career conversation with their managers, the number 1 response has nothing to do with promotions or power or corner offices. The number 1 response is employees want to have discussions and ideas about how they can use their talents more creatively. And the final immobilizing myth that keeps managers from having career conversations is that development efforts are best concentrated on high potentials, many of whom already have plans in place. And that's a complete cop-out. When you think about it, you obviously can get significant return on the development that you invest in your high potentials. But they make up maybe 10% of your population. If you think about it as a curve, you probably have another 10% on the other end who are struggling to perform, and that's a whole different kind of conversation. What about that 80% in between, that massive middle that's responsible for doing the bulk of the work day in and day out? Imagine